Michael Popok, Legal AF. The MAGA leadership is at it again. They're blowing the racist dog whistle in an effort to try to protect their cult leader, Donald Trump, down at his trial. What am I talking about? Matt Gaetz. You remember him being investigated for sex crimes and sex trafficking of girls underage. That's still an open investigation, by the way, by the House. He said today in a social media post that he and the other MAGA were standing back and standing by Mr. Trump. Where have I heard that phrase before? That's what Donald Trump said during a debate when he ran for office, when the reporters and the media asked him about whether he supported white supremacists in the form of the Proud Boys who had just marched on Charlottesville, leading to the death of somebody. He said, don't really know that group well, but stand back and stand by. Right. Stand back and stand by American Nazi Party. Stand back and stand by John Birch Society. Stand back and stand by Proud Boys. Stand back and stand by Oath Keepers.
Do you want to call them? What do you want to call them? Give me a name. Give me a
white
name.
Supremacists and
who would
white
you like me to condemn?
White supremacists and right
Proud Boys. Stand back and stand by.
Well, they stood back and stood by because the next time we saw them, after they tripled their membership, according to one of their leaders, Mr. Bertino, who was convicted in the January 6th prosecutions, the next time we saw the Proud Boys and their yellow and black colors was when they were storming the Capitol, attacking Capitol and Metro Police, causing their death. And now Matt Gaetz thinks it's funny or cute or just out and out transparently racist to use the same phrase to say he's supporting the president. You know what? The white supremacists and other racists in the Republican Party that support Donald Trump here, they're all guffawing because there they go again. You know, there's that Bubba of a Trump. He's saying all the right things. As somebody once eloquently said, Donald Trump may not be a racist, but racists think he's a racist. The KKK thinks he's a racist. And so therefore, you know, you be the judge. And think about the timing of this. Matt Gaetz saying, stand back and stand by about the Proud Boys. All who've been convicted along with the Oath Keepers, many of their leadership in jail for 15 to 20 years for what they did on January 6th. Okay. They also lost a lot of their money and assets in lawsuits brought after Charlottesville. Same day as Matt Gaetz says, stand back and stand by, is the same day that Governor Abbott in Texas grants a pardon to former Sergeant Perry, who killed a Black Lives Matter protester named Garrett Foster in cold blood, the jury having rejected any self-defense. But Governor Abbott said the day that that guy got convicted in Texas for killing a black guy, a Black Lives Matter protester, send me the pardon application from the pardon board and I will grant it. He didn't care what happened in the courtroom. He didn't care about the evidence. And Matt Gaetz wants, when he's not busy using, and you can look it up, anti-Semitic tropes against Jews during the middle of all the protests, pro-Hamas protests that are going on college campuses, that Matt Gaetz. He's busy using racist tropes and racist comments to gin up support for a failing and flailing Donald Trump. So Donald Trump figured out, I guess he thought it was genius, that he would make the trial an extension of his campaign, and he would make the trial a acid test, right? A litmus test for who was loyal to him and who supported him and who didn't. It's like a razor's edge. You either with me or against me. And if you're with me, you gotta do all of this. This is like the hazing of Donald Trump. You know, it's not about swallowing goldfish and running naked through the quad. This is about you got to come down and support an insurrectionist and do things that I can't do against the judge and the judge's daughter and witnesses and Michael Cohen ad nauseum. And while you're at it, I want you to try out for vice president for me. I mean, the amount of degradation that we are watching live on television. The trial may not be televised. The revolution may not be televised. But the degradation of the MAGA leadership in front of those bicycle racks at my beloved New York court system is unfathomable. The things that they will say and do, right, to lower themselves in order to kiss the backside of Donald Trump and his ring, and just in case he gets reelected and we have the restoration of the Trump presidency. And so they don't care what they say or what they do, as long as it appeals to Daddy Trump. Daddy Trump got a kick out of, I'm sure, the fact that Matt Gaetz used stand back and stand by, mimicked Papa at his debate, the racist connotations around it, the Proud Boy support around it, notwithstanding. Donald Trump knew what he was doing then. I don't know if he didn't know who the Proud Boys were back in 2016, or he acted like he didn't know. Or actually later, it was actually 2018 and 2020. Sorry, for Black Lives Matter. Sorry about that. But he feigned ignorance long enough to catch up and put a placeholder in case he needed those votes. And the placeholder was, I'm not sure who you are, but stand back and stand by. And they stood back and stood by until they attacked on the orders of their commander-in-chief, the Capitol. And now Matt Gaetz thinks it's funny or cute or degrading or whatever he's doing to lower himself. You know, this, I feel like I'm watching some disgusting version of the Limbo. How low can you go? It's like they're holding two sticks with red ties and little matching jackets, sort of like the Proud Boys in their uniforms, out in front of the New York court system on 100 Center Street. How low can we go? Except there's no calypso music, and it's not funny, and it's racist. It's the opposite of a cheery calypso music limbo of degradation. So I'm going to continue to follow and call out Matt Gaetz and continue to keep an eye on his child sex act transfer across state lines criminal case that's still being considered by the House Ethics Committee. And we do it in one place. We do it on the MeidasTouch Network and on Legal AF right here. You want to help Legal AF and MeidasTouch? It's easy. Help us build this network with our bare hands. We have no outside investors. We don't have any, we don't take in money from outside investors. We have sponsors, we have listeners and audience, and that's it. Right? We have no hard assets like some failed news media organizations or at all. You want to see hard assets? It's my phone, my computer, and my microphone. And I bought these. So, see what I'm talking about? Exactly. So if you want to help, you can see we need it. Help them get to 3 million free subscribers. Free, really. Just click, free, done. You've now subscribed to the MeidasTouch Network, and it helps. Leaving a comment for me here, maybe about my production values of this show in my hotel room as I'm on the road. I'll talk back to you. We'll have a dialogue. And then another way you can support us besides our merchandise store, which is now infamous, or I should say famous, from the New York Trump trials, store.MeidasTouch.com, where you can get all the stuff that Michael Cohen doesn't sell. We actually do sell in the store, including Legal AF stuff. You can also follow us on a new Patreon, patreon.com/legalaf. It's Legal AF's Patreon, and we're focused on the law of law and politics. I almost said we focused on the politics, but that's another show. Law, we're going to teach you the law, non-lawyer style, entertaining wise, but we're going to do that. Civil and criminal, constitutional, and all the rest, and federal and state, right there on the patreon.com/legalaf. So until my next hot take, until my next Legal AF, this is Michael Popok reporting. Heary, Legal AF Law Breakdown is now in session. Go beyond the headlines and get a deep dive into the important legal concepts you need to know, and we discuss every day on Legal AF. Exclusive content you won't find anywhere else, all for the price of a couple of cups of coffee. Join us at patreon.com/legalaf. That's patreon.com/legalaf.